Okay, hello, very good evening, and very warm welcome to you all. So today we are here gathered for this webinar to understand the French as a language. Now, the today's topic, if you have already discussed, like you know what exactly we are going to discuss today, it's about understanding the French cinema and how we can really attain the French language skills and the insights that you can get through film, like you are a film lover overall. So generally, if we understand what French cinema is all about, it is really an art, definitely, because they are the pioneering of many industries in this world. So it's one of its kind of industry. Yes, they have this era, right, from the black and white, the silent era, to the from the speechless to the motion pictures and the dialogues in it. So they have come all the way along. So with that cultural and the content in that. So we could really admire what this language, French, is all about. So to head start with, if I want to understand from you all, what exactly do you define a film? What exactly we could really understand in general terms? We could really come up and give your uh, maybe your perception towards this topic as a film. Yes, Mrs. Chaudhary and Mrs. Sen, yeah, you could go ahead. I would like to hear from you guys first. Hello, Mrs. Chaudhary. Okay, I can see from this end a visual art form. Very nice, well defined a visual art form. So, an artistic point of view, very nice. Yes, Mrs. Chaudhary, you would like to add something? No, here. We have also got a new invite here, Mrs. Chaudhary. Yes, hi, very good evening. Yes. Uh, yeah, we're just starting with the topic. Yes, thank you. And yes, good evening for Mrs. Chaudhary as well. Okay. All right, so let's start with what exactly the French film is all about, like language skills, how we can develop and how you can deepen your comprehensive skills in terms of and having a broader outlook towards this world, and how film can really influence our uh, maybe understanding skills and how it can really influence. Yes, definitely, it's a visual art. So through the visual art, it can influence our emotions, our thought process, the way we really project ourselves, and we just have a deeper understanding what exactly we need to learn through this cinema. Maybe it's not only about talking about and as the French as a language, but in general terms, when I say film and cinema, it teaches a lot of things, and there are different genres of film we know. So it depends upon their personal likes, whether it is a drama, it's a romantic, or it's a documentary, it's a autobiography, action. So a lot of things. It's a story. So the way how it is, uh, the story writer, how it is being played it on the screen, and how you get so emotionally attached with the story as well. That's how the film works. So yes, if you ask about French cinema, yes, it has been considered the most influential and artistically rich film traditions in the world. And if I really now, if I just go point by point, right from as I mentioned earlier, uh, I'm not talking only about the cinema as a point here. The French has really proven and set up a benchmark in a lot of industry, like the pioneering works, and not in this field, arts field, but also if you see not in the uh, in acting, but also in like in artistic, like whether they want to sculpt, whether they want to draw. You see, there are a lot of meanings the way you could discover. So there are like storytelling in French, but it is in a very different form. Why we should consider French films as something very different? No, it's nothing, but we need to understand the way it is portrayed and the storytelling and the visual expressions, and with that, how they really have this delivery done, the dialogue delivery when we watch, or if it is a silent movie with the actions, you get to know the emotions. So with the help of like we have seen in the maybe in our childhood, like there were a lot of uh, silent movies. The first and the foremost thing I could recall is the Charlie Chaplin movie. So they were like silent movie, the actions, they were subtitles down there to know what exactly is happening. So that's how the narration is supposed to work. There was no sound, it's just only the action. That's how it came up. But much before that, we could really just go back with it. So we know it's a it's a form of entertainment, and French films provides that platform right from like maybe many centuries. Like if you could really take the Shakespeare and the Moliere, who were the legends in their respective area in terms of portraying the story and getting this in act and showcasing it to the world. So that's how it all started. So film came much later. So the only thing was the drama and the theater play, and this is how people used to really know and understand, get themselves educated through the theater plays and art. So that is one of its kind, how it from the theater, the transition that happened from theaters to the film coming on the screen. So definitely for many language learners here, I would recommend to watch certain classical French films, like which will offer not just entertainment here, but it's an opportunity to immerse your yourself in this language and the culture. So let's understand why learn French, like the cinema vocabulary first. Then we come to the French. So what are the French or the in general terms? What do we understand by learning cinema vocabulary? So here, the first thing is like let's. I'll be sharing it on my screen, the slide. You will know what are the important points that you should consider, and from there we could really start with what exactly is this French film all about. First, understand the basic cinema vocabulary. What exactly we do when we watch a film and how to really discuss. Nowadays, it's a very hot topic here. We could really discuss on a daily basis. Like we want something, a topic to discuss about. So there are films we just give our opinion, we discuss, we criticize, or we just give our critic rating or something like that. So we hear from people, but generally understanding cinema vocabulary, let's know what exactly we have to know do here. So there are like several reasons. So first, it allows you to engage in more meaningful discussion. That's what it really means. Cinema vocabulary. Whether you are like chatting casually with your friends, or if you are really a technical, or you want to really make a career, or you want to enter into this domain, or participating in some kind of film forums, or if you have likings to a film, attending film festivals, you understand what type of language they use the film. And second, it enriches overall the language skills, and it adds a layer of sophistication to your vocabulary skills, like how well you develop your vocabulary. You will understand how you could extend and try to reach to that level, taking a notch higher. And definitely understanding certain cinema technology, terminology, the technical terms and all will definitely help you. So let's understand certain French essential cinema vocabulary here. So I have a slide here, so I'm going to project the slide, and I'm going to really help you to go through this whole slide. Just a moment. I'll be sharing it on my screen. Now we are heading directly to the topic. What exactly you need to understand from the French point of view, from the French cinema vocabulary, and that's how you could really discuss. And I'm really made this very short and sweet so that you will understand. Here we go. I hope my screen is visible to you all. You can just raise a thumbs
It
up
is
or
visible, yeah.
thank you, Mrs. Singh. Welcome back. So, what are the essential cinema vocabulary that you need to understand from the French point of view? So, let's understand some fundamental vocabulary here. So, we have this very word, le réalisateur and la réalisatrice. That's the term. Now, if you really ask me why it is le and la, so when we get into the French as a language, we need to understand it's a noun, a name given. It's nothing but a director. A director is a title, so it's a name. So it's a noun. Anything that carries name in any language, we know it's a noun. And if you just go from the grammar perspective, in a grammar point of view in French, so we need to understand all nouns in French. They do carry gender. It's either masculine or feminine. The concept of neutral gender does not exist. So that's why le réalisateur, réalisateur, and la réalisatrice. We get to know who is that person. He's a director or she's a director of the film. The person who is responsible for the overall creative vision of the film. So he gets this whole image, a blueprint right, in his mind. So this is how it's to be directed. Then we have le scénario. You know this, it's a screenplay. That's how the word, the scene. Now we have le montage. That's how we do the editing. What do we need to add, or we need to really just cut it out. We do all this editing. Then we have the cadrage, the frame, how the way it is to be shot, the composition of frame, how to really just get a close up of that scene or something. So this is how it works. And there's a shot like a whole film. So the recording made by the camera sort of is like going. So this is one. The next we have as okay, la scène. La scène is nothing but we call it as a scene where you need to oh sorry. It's a scene, so we know the sequence of shot that takes so we say last scène. Then we have le décor. So this is how we are learning the vocabulary in for the films. So the decor is a set where you really have this projections and like this physical surrounding where you have to shoot the film and you have to get into the background of that scene. So that's the decor, the set. Nowadays we have a more advanced technology, VFX, film, motion they just create earlier. There were like people who used to go physically. That's how the physical surroundings in which the film has to be shot or take place. Then we have the bande sonore. It's very important, the soundtrack, how you need to really use this audio component in the film, how you introduce that. Maybe it's your dialogue, the music, the sound effects, all this is in the bande sonore. Sonore. That's how the word sonore. Then we have the personage, the character who are there in the film. Then we have the protagonist. That's the same word we use it in English. Protagonist. Then we have le dialogue, dialogue, dialogue. So we see a lot of words they do resemble to English, and we need to only focus on how the pronunciation is working. And there we need to understand the genre. It's the genre, like how which type of the category of film that you need to use, the type of film. It's the same word we use it in English. And we have the cinema daughter, who is the author, the cinema. So maybe the style of the actor who is really got influenced by that or maybe uh, inspired by that. So that's how you get to know the author of the cinema who is really having the credits here. Then we have La Critique. It's the same thing, the review that we just give. We have this proper analysis or the evaluation of the film. Yeah, that's the important thing that Bond announced. It's very important to understand how is this being like overview, a trailer, a short preview of the film. Then we have the casting. Then we have le figurant and la figurante. That's an extra, like the co-actors or the background actors without a speaking role. That's how the word is used here. Then we have the two important terms as the court métrage, which is short, and the long métrage, a feature film. It's over 40 minutes, typically under 30 minutes and over 40 minutes. That's how the French films are really classified. So this is where we get to know the overall the vocabulary of the French film words that you have to also introduce here in your speech and how you have to understand. But as I mentioned in the very beginning, that we need to also get a good hands-on of what exactly this French film is all about, how to really know this language inside out. It is something I would recommend that you could start from the classic French film. Maybe it depends upon your interest, but you need to have the patience because it also has different story. The screenplay maybe the way it is being projected with the sound effect, how you really get so attached, the sentiments that you carry, and it might really just open up new doors and also helps you to discover the maybe having a new outlook towards this world. That's how French films are designed. Now let's look at the classic French film. Here we have some famous. We have La Grande Illusion. Now, how we have to really discover the vocabulary. Now, how we need to really just shorten it. These are the ways. What are the key vocabulary I should know? What is this film all about? I got this directed by Jean Renoir, La Grande Illusion. That is the Great Illusion. So it's not about the anti-war film. That was the time where the whole world knew that it was World War. So that's how the far-reaching effects and how during the World War One they escape, they attempt to escape from the German camp. So maybe that is something is fine that helps you and understand the cultural how people were treated there. So you can watch it, you understand it, you get to know what exactly they had to go through, they had been through, and a lot of things you could really bring it up here. So what are key vocabulary here? It's about the war, la guerre. We say la guerre. That's the war. So le camp de prisonniers, the prisoners camp. So this war, this movie, is an anti-war film, La Grande Illusion, which is a very great illusion that they just thought. So how to really they just could really escape from the German camp. So maybe you could watch it, you'll discover whatever the notes that I've written that expose themes of class friendship and the futility of war. And we have l'évasion, that is how you could really escape from that. And l'amity, it also talks about friendship in the sense of that, yes, we're human, so after all, the word, how it is on humanitarian humanity, that's how it goes. It goes, that's how the emotion also, uh, we also feel about that. Yes, we are humans, we need to also understand at some point in time, we also feel something that, yes, this is not done. And they have their family back in their hometown, they have to go back to their nation. So this whole friendship, we just go with the mutual need. And the class here, how the social class and how it all really affected the individual self. So this is one of the films, the Gone. We have many. So we have Les Enfants du Paradis. It's a theater. The genre is like a theater, yeah. It's a romantic drama. So the set there, and we talked about love. So this is Les Enfants du Paradis. It's the children from paradise. That's how it is. It's often referred to as the French Gone with the Wind. It's one of the most classical movies. You've heard about this. It was also in 1939, if I'm not. Next, we have Abu de Souffle. Now you see the word is breathless. Abu de Souffle. Souffle is how you whistle. Now you do Abu de Souffle because breathless. Again, a seminal film, the French New Wave movement, and the film's unconventional narrative techniques such as jump cuts and breaking the fourth wall. It's nice. The modern cinema here. It tells you about a young casting. Yes. So you have this again, the new vocabulary. La nouvelle vague, the new wave. Vague. That's how you see the wave. The very word. When I really see this, I get to know it's ocean wave. Yes, that's a wave. That's how we get it. So that's how they say vague. Yun vague. A wave. I just talk about new wave here. What is the new tendency? What's the new tendon? The new trend here? How it really just got it into the modern and into this new era of the filmmaking. So you get to know new stories here. Le voler de voiture is the car key, and the pursuit, the chasing, how the chasing happens, who is running away from the police. That's how the film is really showing in there. And we have the editing and the plan sequence, the long take. The last two films you have this. This is how I recommend you can watch all these 4 5 minutes if you want to take notes. I can really just make you go through this again, the film name. You'll see there's some value and the way you want to learn the French as a language. Maybe they speak, you understand or don't understand. But yes, there are techniques which would help you to understand how you could really know. Maybe by looking at the action, not looking at the dialogue, you get to know what is happening. But the way it is presented, the way it is the delivery done, the dialogue, the words, so you get to know, okay, that is how you're getting completely, there's an integration here. So you are getting involved here. You are understanding the film inside out. Okay, while looking at the scene, what is happening, you could really come with certain conclusion. This is what I got to know. You can explain it in your mother tongue, but how it is said that in French and what are the words that they're using, how is the delivery done, the voice, the dialogue delivery, how it is really carried. So there are a lot of things that really makes a French film something more classic. That's how the world's famous, like we say in the film festival, the Cannes Film Festival, the Cannes we say, we say Le Cannes, which is in France, in the southern part of France. The Côte d'Azur, that's the province. The Cannes Film Festival that really holds in the month of May and or June. You get to know. That's how one of the important film festival in the world. So Les 400 coups, it's 400 blows. This is a very so maybe a semi-autobiographical that talks about people adolescents growing up in Paris and in that period how difficult the life was. So the film's raw portrayal of youth and the use of location setting have made it more classic how he found himself and what were the things he had to face. So you get to know them. We have the word again, adolescent, you see. Adolescence, l'adolescent. Adolescence, l'adolescent. Then we have the juvenile delinquency, which is something like neglected here. That's how you could really understand the word here in French as well. La délinquance juvénile. Juvenile. So juvenile. The accent here really impacts the pronunciation. Juvenile. That's how the pronunciation is. Juvenile, juvenile. Then we have the tournage on exterior. The location shooting, it's outdoor, exterior, which is having outdoor. And also the system educative, French education system. I'm talking about the family. The last film is the Hiroshima Mon Amour, My Love. Again, groundbreaking film that blends documentary. It talks about the memory and trauma that happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the nuclear bombard, like the bombs they were dropped there, so the film revolves around the French actress and the Japanese architect who have an affair in the post-war Philippines. So again, nice, coming from different nations, how they really interacted. Language is so different. Japanese architect, we know his language very well. In the French, altogether, there's no common thing because the language is way two points. One is the north, the other is the south pole. So it's not going to match up. But how that they have really projected in such a way, you will get to know. That is the beauty of French movies and the French films. You have the memoir, the memory, the traumatise. See, this word is same again. Documentary, so documentaire. We again have dealing with the war here. It's World War II. We know about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, these are two places where the nuclear bombs were dropped by the Americans. And la relation amoureuse, it's a love affair. Two different international citizens. So this is how I would really help you to grow with watching French films. These are the things you need to know. What the key vocabulary, the key point that you can really do some kind of a basic research about this film, and you can come with some topics, and you can see how things could be written. So if you know this very well, you understand the structure also. You get to know, okay, it is making sense here. It has got some significant value here. Okay, this is the way I read and have to write it. It makes sense. The only thing is the placement of the words. Now, if we just go in like deeper, then we need to focus on your grammar skills. Like you need to focus on the grammar topics. What we call them as the syntax here, the way it is arranged, the structure. So if you read now, I just made this slide very short and sweet with all the English words so that you could really read, understand, and also get to know what are the similarities that you could really find between English and French. They're nothing but the two sides of the same coin. This is how you should really develop your understanding. Now let's go to the next part, practical tips for learning French to fun. What exactly you could really gain in the perspective. You need to understand, you need, first and foremost thing is to use the subtitle very well. So here we need what exactly the subtitle works here. But try to understand for the first few minutes, and if you not, then turn on the subtitles, get through the film. Once you get yourself involved, you're completely immersed in that. Just see how you can really change it to French subtitles and try to see the words, how it catches. That's going to really have a very good impact after, because here I understand, like, we know English as a language very well because we have been studying since our childhood, and India to consider is an Anglophone country. That's how we know English because it's in our system. The education system was designed such a way that English should be mandatory, and that's how English is an official and a business language here in India. So we know how we speak that in, but in French, the art, and we need to develop the right mindset towards that language is equally important. It's as good as like you really take help from your vernacular languages, how to pronounce it, how to understand it. With the help of your mother tongue, you're able to analyze it better and know the similarities and the differences between these two languages. And that's how the subtitle is going to really help you. I should take notes in the film that you can just say this is what I watched and I wrote this point. If you come across new words and phrases in the film, the way they use it in the dialogue, you write it down and later you can go and so you can take like pause it and you can write it down. And this is something going to really help you to learn French overall through films. And the last, like here we do have two more points here. So repeat and shadow. So this is something we do it in language studies, not in only for the film. It's something try to speak, try to say, whether it is the right pronunciation or some words are really close or approximately you are uh, justifying the pronunciation in French. That's also important. It also improves your speaking skill, and you definitely understand the tone. Then you will listen to the original voice, the original dialogue, the way you really uh, listen and hear it properly. Then you will be able to pronounce it better, and that's how you could see a drastic transformation happening. So this is shadow is something a very useful tip, not only for like watching film. We also use it in language study. We need to repeat and do how it works. Shadowing is nothing but you have to follow it. The word shadow is defined. It's your own shadow, it follows with you. So you follow the original, that's all. Then yes, when you discuss something about the film, like in general terms, you can just give your own opinion, just personal opinion. Fine, definitely you should engage yourself. That's what I told early in the very beginning. How you could keep yourself engaged in conversation about the films you can talk about. You can really share your own reviews. So you can pass them. Yes, that's how we call it critics, the critique. And also helps the other person to maybe widen his uh, maybe the thought process, the understanding skills, and perceptions also. Because trust me, it's something about the perception. Definitely, you need to work by yourself. You can listen, you understand it from the others, but the perception, something your personal call. Like you have to get that your own point of view and how it really makes sense to you. It depends. That's how you could really feel that. And you should focus on more on your cultural context, what is being showed on in this film, what is that played on the screen also. Cultural context also helps you to know how French people behave, their maybe how do they socialize, the way they really dress for the particular event, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, what they use, what are the topics they discuss in that particular event. So they are very important. You can really appreciate and comprehend it better. So there are a lot of things you can talk about. The French movies you can talk about. If you have love for literature, then you can go with the uh, Molière uh, uh, writings and you understand how it was really like the Shakespeare and Molière, how they have really uh, changed our thinking and how it really helped us to define what is the social class, how it really hampers, how it affects emotionally, individually. A lot of things we could discuss that. And then the cultural part, yes, the traditions that we've been followed, that's a lineage, we could say, and how they really keep that culture alive. Yes, if you want to have some more additional resources, I will really extend my support here to have this online platform nowadays. That's how we could really turn on to the modern day here. We have this OTT platforms where you get French uh, audio as well, the French films, mostly on Netflix, which is an international OTT platform, then also Amazon, and Realcy. And then we have the PK channel, that is how specialized in classic and art house films, who's really have a profound love for arts, and so you can really go there and definitely find yourself. You will see, you will have your own identity. So we also have certain learning apps here, how you could really understand French as a language. So there are many apps nowadays, but the world famous is Duolingo. Okay, it also helps you. It's only the basic version you could discover the greetings and simple text. But if you go to paid version, you will understand more. But Duolingo has also come up with certain podcasts. You could really focus on the listening aspect. You could discover Duolingo podcast. It is not a film, yeah, it's a podcast, it's to listen, yeah. But the best part of this Duolingo podcast is you can choose the story. There are real stories. There are now, I don't know, maybe more than dozens of stories now. Must have crossed 100 now because this is something Duolingo podcast I started 7 years ago. I just saw there were only 5 episodes, but now maybe I must have really crossed a ton or something. So with the help of those stories, you can also get some new inspiration. Yeah, you know how the French speakers, not only the speakers from France, but from all over the world. So we call them as Francophonie. So you could know and understand how French as a language is so versatile, so different. Even the pronunciation they do matter coming from different part of the world, not only France, even the northern France and southern France, they do have their own dialects. So that's how it really works, and you could really learn new things from Duolingo podcast. And yes, there are true inspiration stories. You might get a new beginning there. You could really see how you could set for yourself. And the other, like their video clips from the native speaker that memorize and babble, mostly focusing on your conversational skills when you see yourself in that particular situation, how to really carry yourself and practical vocabulary. And there are certain expressions, the modern day expressions also it will help. Then we have certain books. It's definitely if you are really a good like reader, if you want to read certain French books, we do have a magazine. We have certain complete guide for you to, if you really are very fond of French, then we have this words you can see. We have Hitchcock, Truffaut, then we have French cinema, the critical filmography by Pauline Fisk. You have the films from 1929 to 1910, really buy it online if you wish. And the online articles as well. You could use the website. In India, I would really suggest if you have Alliance Française as uh, there is an entity present not only in the institute but also they do entertain some more cultural activities here. So they do organize some film screenings, the French films. So you could visit Alliance Française. You need to understand where they are screening, maybe more like a small brewery cafe or in the restaurants where you could really see and you can see if it is incurring certain charges. You could pay for it and just know French movies and cinema. You could really find French people out there, the natives. You can see how they are really speaking or commenting on certain things. So you could also hear their conversation. So Alliance Française is the body here in India. You could see in mostly all the major cities and all the cosmopolitan cities of India. You could visit their website and check in the cultural event or in some more events like when they are projecting or they are just having some film festival, so the screen film. So they do also organize these kind of events. So you can just take this opportunity. And last, we have nothing to conclude here. What I told you, you need to conclude it. So the classic French films are like a treasure. Yes, if you really want to learn French, the films that they do really have an impact on us because you think like them, you need to understand their mindset. What do they really say in that particular situation? How do they really handle themselves? And also develop a good linguistic skill. Definitely, you will learn, and you have some cultural learning about French as a language as well. You can see, you can enhance, you can optimize your thought process. You use all these tips that what I've shared, the essential cinema vocabulary, which I just showed in the very beginning. What are the French cinema vocabulary and the terms that you could really find them similar to English, they resemble. And also, yes, the most important thing is to remember to turn on the subtitles, the captions very wisely, and take notes. Definitely, that's going to really help you to see how this is a new line. So let me use this. What's the meaning? How we can use it in that particular. So you see also that when I'm in the situation, I have to repeat myself with this line, and that's how you would memorize, and it really helps you to develop the insights of this language. So that's all, friends. Thank you, and happy watching and happy learning. Yes. It also helps you to educate. So please, if you are passionate about French films or any films that you want to learn, so you could use all these tips that we have discussed today. And yes, that's all from my end. If you have any personal questions here, you could really ask. If you have something to say here, or you want to share your comments, suggestions, you could really please step forward and yes, please could comment here. Yes, thank you. Can you recommend free websites where we can watch French film for school students? For school students, okay. Uh, all right. We need to have some parental guidance here. So definitely there are. like short films I would recommend because when you want to make the watch, you need to really just talk about friendship. There are yes, as I mentioned, the websites. Okay, I have only one here that I know because this is something you could really take this. Maybe no, yes. Uh, that's what I said is Alliance Française. There you could really find. It depends upon your school students and the level of the language they behold. Also, it depends. So, even that is a point here because Alliance Française, if you visit the website, you will know the films what they're presenting, and with the help of that, you could initiate this process. And you want to make your students watch, you could really get this live experience done. So, it depends upon uh, the the feedback that you get from the students as well, whether they are willing to go there and watch. Because I would recommend if you want to watch it online, then I would say it's the Netflix and Amazon nowadays. But most of the classical movies is out of reach because we know the genre and what people want here nowadays. The taste has changed, so we can't also. We need to find certain videos or series we do have. So if you have a library, video library there where you can buy. You can definitely purchase the CDs and you can make your children watch, your students watch. That's what I would recommend here. Because online, if you see the websites, there are plenty, but the quality of the picture, even the how it has been recorded, maybe like the captions, whether you get an access to really turn on the English subtitles or no, and also that also matters. The next question I have, Merci, here. Merci, Madame. Merci, Madame Singh. Merci, Madame Sen. We have a gentleman is here. Mr. Chaudhary. Okay. Yes. Any suggestions, any feedback that you would like to really share here, please? I'm all ears now. I think Madame Sen, she got there. Yes, I hope you all know French a bit. That's so. We have now only Shobhi Chaudhary and Francis Chaudhary. Yes. Any questions, Mrs. Chaudhary? Yes. Mr. Francis Chaudhary, do you have any comments here?
No, sir, no, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chaudhary.
Yeah,
Just
thank you.
bye. Yes, Sanchit Chaudhary. Yes, did you
Yeah.
mention? Yes, please tell me. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What?
I'm asking you. You have any questions here? You want to really share your experience, or you want something
Uh,
here to comment? Yes, please.
okay. 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 Today the client meeting was so interesting. I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, thank you, Sanchit. So, do
Okay.
you really like fond of French? Are you really fond of learning French or something?
Yes. Yes.
Or
I'm very fond of learning French. I also know some words in French.
wow, that's so nice. So nice. So, how long have you been learning French?
Basically, I've been learning French since 1 month.
Oh, so what's your current occupation, profession? What are you?
Basically, I'm a student.
Oh, you're a student. So, you're a long way to
Okay.
go. You can definitely learn a lot of things. What are you? What is your specialization? What are you learning?
Basically, I am doing master in linguistic. Now I'm planning to learn some foreign language. I'm planning to learn French language.
Wow, you're doing your master's in linguistic
Uh,
skills. So the way you need to pronounce and carry
okay.
yourself,
Yeah.
definitely it's very
Okay.
quick, gives a
Uh,
good
b-
impact.
yeah,
Very nice.
basically, yeah, I know only bonjour and comment ça va. Je m'appelle
Uh,
Sanjay. Je parle hindi, anglais, espagnol et pas français. Je suis indien. Je ne parle pas
oh,
français.
vous parlez,
Excusez-moi.
pas de problème, monsieur. Vous parlez espagnol, bien espagnol.
Oui,
Oui, c'est,
je parle
oui,
espagnol aussi.
oui, espagnol aussi. Très bien. Donc, how do you say good morning or hello in Spain, in Spanish? How do you say that? Hola.
Okay. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días. Yo hablo español.
Oh, that's how. See, it's quite familiar. And you see, that's how the relation is because even if you consider
Yeah,
French
yeah.
and the other European languages, and especially when it
Mm,
comes to European language, we need to
okay.
have these two segments. One is the Latin, another is the Scandinavian.
Yeah,
The Latin, what we know is French. We have Spanish, we have Italian, we have Portuguese, then we have
yeah,
Flemish. The Flemish, that's northern France and the southern Belgium. So we have this Flemish,
yeah.
the Flamand, that's language. So you see
Okay.
a lot of the words that you could really relate it, like when you speak in Spanish and you can see that in French as
Eh,
well. A lot of
okay.
similarities.
Okay. Okay. Est-ce que vous parlez espagnol?
Pas du tout. Je comprends espagnol, je ne parle pas.
Ok. Mais je trouve que vous parlez aussi espagnol.
Non, 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 non. Désolé, monsieur. Je
Non, pas de
comprends.
problème.
Well, you can speak good French. You see, you have a very good command on this language. That's so nice.
Okay.
Definitely, you
Merci
could really
beaucoup.
watch. Well,
Yeah.
you could really learn like
Uh,
watch movies and also
uh,
in Spanish also if you really have done your Spanish. I don't know what
yeah.
level you have completed.
Okay. Okay. Yo también hablo español. Yo aprendí español en la escuela.
In the school you studied, huh? That's
Oh,
good, huh?
yeah. Yeah.
Escola. So I understand. Apprendre, see, that's word apprenticeship. We have this word in English as well. We say apprendre. That's how the word is. We have it in French as
Yeah.
well. So that's
Okay.
how the word. Apprentissage. That's how we say
Aprende.
apprenticeship.
Uh,
So these are all the things how it really works. And if you're really
yeah.
working in your linguistic skills
Yeah.
and you're really working on towards that, you're a
Okay.
master student in linguistic,
Yeah.
and definitely you could really understand how to get in the society and what
Mm.
this linguistic, the way you
Yeah.
pronounce, the way it really influences and creates that impact, and how you can really get things done. That's a very important
It's too
platform.
important.
Yeah, very very important.
We can also after learning all these languages, we can also work in the communication sector.
Yeah, why not? Definitely, we have to because there are like a great demand and for
Yeah.
the good communicators, and we need to
Yeah.
really be the frontline workers. That way, we need to have good
Okay.
command in one of the languages. You have,
Mm.
I can see that you could speak English very well. You have good command in one of the European languages, that's Spanish.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
you are really generating interest and love towards French. You could
Oh,
really blend this properly and make a good career of it.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all the best, Sanchit. All the very best.
Okay.
What's your
Thank you
mother
so
tongue? What's your mother tongue, Sanchit?
Pardon? I cannot hear
Your
you.
mother, yeah, your,
My
your mother
mother,
tongue?
my mother tongue is Hindi.
Oh, you speak Hindi. Very good. Where do you hail from?
I live in New Delhi.
न्यू दिल्ली और दिल्ली वाली भाषा बहुत अलग होती है हाँ
हाँ
जी
जी.
हाँ जी देखो जी so nice
इसका
so nice
you live in Bangalore?
yeah I live in now but now I'm shifted to Maharashtra I live in Pune
Okay, I think that you live in Bangalore.
I know I'm a South Indian too, so I know Kannada very
Tamil
very
Nadu.
well read write speak no Tamil Nadu is different Tamil Nadu is a state Bangalore is a state sorry
No,
Bangalore is
no.
the capital of Karnataka state I
Okay,
know
that I
Tamil
know.
I know Tamil I know Malayalam I can speak Kannada I can read write
Okay,
speak
that's
Kannada
great. Okay, you
Hindi
know
and
Malayalam.
Marathi I studied when I started living here in Pune, started
That's
working here.
great.
French,
Okay,
this is how I learned during my school day, where you say you
that's
studied
great.
you Spanish in school, I studied French in school.
Okay. Oh, that's great. வணக்கம். நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? உங்களுக்கு தமிழ் தெரியுமா?
எல்லாம் தெரியுமா? எல்லாம் நல்லா
எனக்கு
பேசணும்.
எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் தமிழ் தெரியும்.
எனக்கு
இப்போது
கொஞ்சம்
நான்
கொஞ்சம் தெரியும்.
பிரெஞ்சு கற்றுக்கிறேன்.
ஆ, படிக்கியா? சரி, சரி, சரி. So nice, see? That's how it works. Very nice, Sanchit. That's so nice. You have really good love and fond for languages. So that's so
Yeah.
nice. You could really make good career. All the best, Princess.
Thank you so much. See you.
See you. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Chobi. Hello, Mrs. Chaudhary. You want to say something? Okay. Thank you. I'll turn off.